Rosie is now 20 months old, corrected to, a little over 16 months because she was born at 25 weeks and 3 days. So my water broke at 21 and 6, just out of nowhere. Everything was fine, and then it wasn't. And they took me to the hospital and started having some really scary conversations. At first they thought she was gonna have to be C-section, but your heartbeat steadied, and I was able to deliver her naturally, which was sort of the one thing out of the entire birth experience that went how I had originally planned. She was 1 pound, 9 ounces.
So a 24-weeker really is very small and very sick. So when we're thinking about a 24-weeker, we're thinking about a baby that's about 1 pound. They're right at that edge where they may or may not be able to have enough lung to breathe for themselves. They can sometimes require intense resuscitations in the delivery room. And once we get them stabilized, it seems like you've gotten over the hump, and it's really all just beginning. That first 72 hours of a 24-weeker's life is really critical.
So I was given a care package, a Project NICU care package. You're given so many things when you're first in the NICU, and this was definitely the nicest thing that I had received. But there was a postcard in there as well. I remember this purple postcard about a mentoring program, and I really needed someone that I could talk to.
Through Project NICU's mentorship program, I was matched with Megan, and she had just had a micropreemie, I think 2 days before I was matched with her. And having myself had a micropreemie, we really connected over not just the hospital experience and what she was going through, but also just our outside lives and how isolating the experience is, and how it just felt so good for both of us to talk about it and to get it out into the open, what she was experiencing. And we just connected immediately. As far as I was concerned, I also felt like it was a healing process for me to get to share my daughter's story with somebody else in that same situation.
My best friends and I were all pregnant at the same time. And I was due first, and then obviously Rosie came so early that my friends still had a long time in their pregnancies. And I couldn't talk to them about what was going on because I didn't want to scare them. You know, you think nothing is going to go wrong with your pregnancy, and then it did. And I didn't want to make them scared. I didn't, like, how do you tell your friends, like, my baby can't breathe on their own, she can't eat on her own, I can't hold her. And it just felt so, I couldn't handle their pity, and I didn't want them to be scared. So I needed to talk to someone that had been where I was and that was on the other side of it, and that I didn't have to censor myself with. So Heather was that person.
Being part of Project NICU is one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. It has given me a purpose beyond everyday life and family and work, and I never would have chosen the journey that we went on, but getting to do this as a result of that and getting to help families who are where we were is just life-changing, and it's amazing, and I am grateful for it every day.
What I really see Project NICU doing in supporting the NICU families is really truly being there. And I think nobody who's ever been through it truly understands what it's like and can be that support system like Project NICU can be for the families who are going through it at the moment. The biggest part of Project NICU is that support network, that mesh that all of these parents can truly hold out their hand to people going through it now and can empathize with what everyone has been through before, what they're going through now, what they still go through, the emotional reaction that people still have seeing babies or walking through hospitals or even driving by hospitals. Nobody knows it like somebody who's been through it, and I think that's what Project NICU really offers these families.
I think it's enormous. I mean, I see your literature and your posters everywhere. You're a very visual presence. Every time I actually get to speak to parents, I make sure to tell them about it, and half the time they already know. So, I mean, I really think the care team here has recognized what value your organization has to parents.
To connect with other families in the virtual support groups and the mentorship programs is an incredibly healing process for me. Again, the isolation that you feel when you come home from the NICU, it's just this thing you've been through, and even your family and your friends, if they haven't been through it, they can't understand what it is. And to get to connect with all these other people who have been in your shoes, and maybe they're ahead in the journey or they're behind you in the journey, but just knowing that you're all walking it together is amazing.
Going from all of those times when she was setting off monitors to now seeing her babble and say some words and walk and play, and it's smiles. The smiles are everything.
I mean, truly, by the grace of God, she has almost no lingering effects of her prematurity. She's walking, she's not talking yet, but she understands everything. Her ROP is gone. She outgrew everything, and Heather was just always there for me. I wanted to find the first text from her, so there I am, I'm scrolling, and I'm scrolling for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we've talked so much about everything, and she always knew what to say. And sometimes it was, there's nothing I can say to make this better, but I'm here for you. And that was huge. That was what I needed.